Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tea with Debbie and Let's Talk. And I'd like to say that the holidays are coming. It is exciting. I know people are having hard times right now, but it's still exciting because there's families that do get together. They celebrate, they love, they laugh, they play games, they do whatever is family. Um, what is the word I want to use? Traditions. They have traditional meals and stuff like that. It's a fun gathering time. And it is hard for some people, but then there's people that do have their good holidays, and that's what we all need to think about and look at our lives, how we are, and the company that we get to keep. We're lucky every single day that we wake up and we have a new day to be with people and friends and family and meet other people and share kindness and happiness. That's what this world should be about. Instead of spreading hate and confusion and I don't know if I'm going to say the word right, animosity, I'm sorry, okay, I'm not saying it right. Um, don't be hateful with each other. Try to be kind, no matter what. Just try to be good. And I don't want to preach at anybody. I always do say things in my other videos, like giving a big speech of be kind, love one another, give a smile, open a door. I think we all know to do that anyway. It's just the way that I feel and things that I think, so that's what I say in my videos. I'd rather be kind than be mean and hateful. I do have my days, though. I'm no different than anybody else. And I live at my son's house. I'm thankful I have a room with my son and his wife. I only live on my widow's Social Security money that I get from my husband that passed away in 2002. And I have learned to live on what I get and make it. It is tougher nowadays. It's hard. But as of right now, I have a very good home. I have the roam of a beautiful home. It's nice here. My son and his wife are so good to me. But I like my space. And I've mentioned before that I am a more of a introvert. I don't like being around crowds. I don't like being out in public very much. I'd rather be home. I'm safe at home. I feel safe at home. There's no need for me to go out and mingle. I have no desire to do so. Once in a blue moon, like once a month, I will go out with my daughter or my son and his wife, and we'll go out for dinner someplace, and that's fine with me. That's all I need. I go to the grocery store, I do my grocery shopping, but I have help, and I'm happy that way. I'm happy being alone that way. I'm not really alone. I'm just, as far as what I say of being alone is I'm by myself. I don't have a significant other. I don't have a partner. I don't have a boyfriend. I don't have a husband. I haven't had since 2002. And I don't ever want to marry again. I never wanted to marry after my husband passed away in 2002. I was done for. Uh, didn't want to go through stuff like that anymore. And I did date for a little while. I was with somebody actually probably just as long as the years that I was married. But we never did get married. We just stayed friends. We lived with each other off and on. At times we had our own places. And sometimes when we were living together, we had our own bedrooms. We were just it felt like soulmates. I mean, we were good together. There was times that we were not so good together. It was kind of a strange relationship, but we have parted. We haven't spoken to each other now for, I would say, a good 5 years anyway, that we haven't even spoken to each other. But I care about him. I always will. And I don't blame him for everything that happened in our relationship. It takes two to tango. And there was things on my part that was not so good, and there's stuff on his part that wasn't so good. And I will accept uh, what I did wrong. You know, I I have children, and my children will always come first over anybody. And that kind of was a big mistake. Some people might say it was a mistake, and some people don't. Um, he never had kids. He never wanted kids. And he didn't want to put up with my kids, even though they were grown. Okay, they were not living at home. They were in and out a lot, and they depended on me for a lot, which was my fault. I was an enabler. I had to learn to set boundaries and put a stop to that. I'm I'm so much better now than I used to be. And I'm older and I'm wiser. My kids are older. They're not kids anymore. They're young adults. And they can take care of themselves and take care of their own problems. They need to quit leaning on mom. And then there's times that I'm angry because their dad isn't here to have to deal with some of the bullshit that I've had to deal with my kids. And I've been through a lot. And that's another story. But I love my kids. They're mine. They're my blood. And, you know, I've had to shove them out before. I've had to shove them away because they weren't doing right and they weren't treating me right. They weren't being respectful. So it's taken a long time for me to get where I am and for them to know where they are and where things stand. But it's happened. And I'm proud of that. I'm happy about it. My kids are doing much better, actually, right now because of the boundaries that were set, and I actually made them stick. Do I have any desires to look for anybody else? Not really. I'm happy being alone. I'm happy being by myself. I don't mind if once in a while, if I had a boyfriend or a companion, somebody to go out with once in a while, you know, go for a ride out in the country or go walk through the woods a little bit or go out for dinner, something like that. But I can come home and he can go home. I like my own space, my bubble. And that's how I've been for years. And you know yourself, once you get older, you have uh, you have a way with things that you set in your life. Like I'm set in my own ways about doing certain things. When I wake up, when I go to bed, what I watch on TV, what I feel like eating. Um, Laying around in my pajamas and just being comfortable, keeping warm, especially in the winter time. In the summertime, I still don't go out and mingle. I rather be in the house where it's cool, I feel safe, and I'm happy. I've always had a dog, and I love my dogs. I really do. They are my world, and they've always kept me company. Um, where I'm at now, I couldn't have my little dog with me. I was not able to because there's no pets allowed as far as dogs or cats. I did get me a bird. It's a green-cheeked conure. He talks. He's 3 years old. His name is Griffin, and He's gotten really close to me. I let him out of his cage. I leave his door open sometimes during the day so he can come in and out as he plays, wants to. He has a playpen on top of his cage, and he likes to be on my shoulder, or he likes to be on my head. He'll crawl up my arm, but he rubs against my cheek, and he cuddles in my hair, and he shows me love, and he's really been good for me. I'm really happy that I got him. I'm thankful. So I have a little pet, and we talk. We talk. I'm trying to teach him to say different words. He already does say some things. But anyway, when you live alone, you're set in your own ways, and it's kind of hard when you got somebody. It's hard to meet somebody new. It's hard to get used to somebody new because you're set in your own ways. And I don't want to change my way of living to make somebody else happy. And there's other, like the men, they don't want to change their ways to make some woman happy. Things have changed a lot. I'm not saying I don't get lonely. I do. I have not actively been personally really close with anybody for probably 12 years or more. I have been just totally abstinent, by myself, alone. I don't go looking for strange stuff. I don't want it. I don't need it. And maybe a little bit of TMI, but that's just how I am. I don't care. I'm not going to go out and just find somebody to flop into bed with because I'm not that way. I'm not going to do it. And I don't want diseases. You don't know who somebody's been with before you. And when you get older, my age, it's hard to find somebody, you know? It's different when you're younger. Life is so funny. It just, when I was younger, things were so much different. I had a lot of boyfriends. I was asked out on dates all the time. I weighed 110 pounds when I got married. Yeah. And I won't tell you what I weigh now. I'm 67 and a half years old, but I'm not going to tell you what I weigh. That's more than I should. But that's because I'm comfortable and content, I guess. And I enjoy doing what I like to do or don't like to do. Being single is not always fun or as good as people think, but a lot of times it is. So I guess I don't really have a whole lot to say this time. The holidays are coming, and I'll be with family, the loved ones, and of course, yes, I will miss not having a partner to share the holidays with. Thanksgiving and Christmas, they're special times. They're cuddly, thoughtful, loving times. And they're times that you really want to make memories. Any time is good to make memories. And I think I do a lot of my videos because it helps me remember the good times and the bad times. But being on YouTube, I've had a lot of things come out that has been good therapy for me. It's actually been very good for me. It was a little scary at first, and I was very nervous. I still ain't got all my shit together. I'm trying very hard to do what I can, make videos. If I get monetized or not, and I don't think I ever will, I don't care. I like getting on here and talking to people and discussing different things, giving my thoughts or my opinions on certain things. If anybody wants to respond, please do. I would like for you to do that because I will respond. I will answer you to the best of my knowledge. I'm not a professional perfectionist on anything. I just give you my opinion of how I feel and how I think. I wish everybody to have a happy holiday. I know it's next week and people are busy. There's a lot going on. There's a few people on the channels, YouTube channels that I watch that I really enjoy watching. They make me feel good. They make me feel better. And they're always so darn kind whenever they leave comments on my page. It means a lot. I have never had anybody be disrespectful or rude to me in any way on my videos. Not saying that they won't. I'm sure eventually somebody will, but I haven't so far. And I've been on doing this for about a year, or a little over a year. I just do it because I enjoy it. I like it. It's good for me. I feel good about it. And I want to be able to help anybody that I can in any way. If there's any advice that I can give anybody on anything, I will. You know, I used to foster children. I used to own my own painting company. I was licensed and bonded. I've done a lot in the business world. My husband, when he was alive, we had our own construction business. We built a home, and a very nice home, and sold it. We owned a restaurant, and it was called it was a barbecue joint where we had smoked barbecue ribs and baked beans, potato salad, all that kind of good stuff. It was really good. We had the real big commercial smokers, the stainless steel. It was a beautiful restaurant. I've had my own secondhand store. I've done a lot of things in this life. I've had 5 kids. Actually, I had 6. I lost one at 4 months. I still think about that baby, even though it's gone. He or she is not gone. Still think about that baby. My children, of course, they love their dad. They miss their dad. And it takes a long time to get over a loss when you've been married to somebody or with somebody for a long time and you've grown so close together for so many years, and you lose them, and then you're on your own and you're by yourself. Everything changes. It's different. You have to kind of learn to do things a whole lot different and learn more to depend on yourself and not somebody else. So I want everybody to be happy. I don't ever wish no misfortune on anybody at any time. And when I can share with anybody, I do. Most usually it's with my kids. If they need help, I'll always be there for them. They know that. And there's people out there on the street, if I can buy them something to eat, buy them something or give them something warm to put on or something like that, I'll do it. That's just the way I am. And I'm not ashamed of it. I'm a happy person with the way that my life is to a point. And then sometimes I wish things were different, but I think we all do. No matter what our situation is, I think that we all do wish that things were a little bit different. Nobody's ever happy with the way things are. But I try to remember every single day that you open your eyes, when you wake up, it's a win. You woke up. You get to see the sky. You see and smell the flowers, the fresh air. You're alive. That's a win. no matter what. And I thank God every day that I'm able to wake up. And me, I'm not a planning person. I can't plan things because I'm a type of person that's on the spur of the moment kind of person. It's like if I make a plan to do something, something will happen to where it just doesn't turn out. I don't get to do what I wanted to do. Something happens. So I wake up every morning. Then however the day goes is what will happen. If I decide to do something during the day when I'm awake, then I'll just do it. That's just how I am. And that's how I've always been. And one thing I would like to say too is I've talked a lot about my mother and some of the hardships and the hard times that I've had with my mom. But it wasn't just my mom. It was my dad as well. We just all favored my dad a lot more. You know, he wasn't as harsh as my mother was. But I don't want anybody to get me wrong when I talk about the estrangement thing with the parents. I love my parents with all my heart. I love my mother, who was the hardest one to love of all because she just doesn't let anybody close to her. She doesn't want nobody close to her for some reason. She's just sometimes, and I'm not trying to be mean, she just has a mean streak in her. She's been this way ever since I've known her, and I'm going on 68, okay? But I love her. And I do call her phone every day. That's a promise. I call her every day. She knows I call her. But she will not answer the phone. And she knows that I call every day. But that's how she is. That's the type of person she's always been. You have to have a special kind of love for my mother. I would hate it if anything was to ever happen to her. I would be lost without her, even though I was never treated right as a child. None of us were. There was 8 of us. But we still try to do things for her, buy her things, take her places. She's living in a nursing facility. She's 85 years old. She has some dementia, but she don't get around very good. And you know, we're all older now. We're not young kids. We have our own lives. We have our kids. We have our problems. And we just can't constantly be there with her. There's a lot of them that do not go and see her, won't go see her, because of the childhood that we had. They were alcoholics and they fought. And it just terrible times that I really don't want to talk about right now. But we did have good times. I remember a lot of good times that we had with our parents. They were few and far between. But you know what? I did a video of are you a victim or a survivor? Well, at the time I may have been a victim when I was little. But it taught me to be a survivor. I have survived what I've been through. I either had a man, a husband, that I worked with, along beside with, or if he did not want me to work and wanted me to stay home, take care of the kids, we were able to do that. But when I had no husbands and I was by myself at a young age, I was 40, maybe 44 years old when I became a widow. And I've been a widow ever since. And I've always had to work and take care of myself until I was of age to collect my husband's Social Security. So it's not been easy. I've not had an easy life. But I've made it. I'm tough. And yeah, I'll moan and cry sometimes. I feel sorry for myself sometimes. That's stupid. Because I am strong. I do survive and I make it. I always have, and I've always done well by my children. And to me, that's a lot. My children are my world. I don't care how old they are. They're still mine. So I'm going to close this video for now. I want everybody to know that everything is fine. Everything's going good. I'm happy with my new bird. He really keeps me a lot of company, and he's so lovable, really, for a parrot. He just, I've gotten attached to him already. But I guess I need that. I need some kind of attachment to something that I can share my love with. So I'll say goodbye for now. I hope you enjoy the video. If there's anything you want to talk about or ask me, please do so. I really would appreciate it, and I will get back with you. I'll be back on again before the holidays, of course. So when you're out shopping, be safe, be careful. Everybody's in a rush right now, trying to get things done and get things together and make plans for the holidays for everybody to enjoy themselves. And I love you all. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. You all are special to me. Whoever watches my videos and whoever comments or likes, subscribes, it really means a lot to me. It really does. And I'm glad knowing that I can make friends being on YouTube. I like having friends, but ones that I don't have to be face to face with. I want to talk. I want to respond back and forth through text or messages. I don't mind talking on a phone once in a while, but I really just try to keep to myself most of the time. So have a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon, whatever time you watch this video. I wish you well. Again, goodbye. I love you all, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.